today I'm going to be talking about Let There Be Rock. This is going to be kind of a review, and I'm going to be talking about the picture and a couple of other things AC/DC related. So I'm going to give a quick flash through review right now. 1977 album is just definitely one of the best AC/DC albums. So you could say that about their first 6 albums, all their albums that they did like within the 70s. It's really difficult to say. There's so many people that, you know, every single time I'm watching a Power Age video, and it's just the audio like uploaded, people say that's their favorite AC/DC album. That one's good, but song-wise, of course, Highway to Hell I think is a lot better. But another album that I think is better, and of course I love that album anyways, Power Age, but Let There Be Rock really just definitely had that really cool kind of like anthem and thing, and it was just such an awesome one. And of course the cover looks like a live album cover, but it looks like a live album because of the cover, but it's not. It's a studio album, but there's just so many other wicked songs on there. The first one starts out with Go Down. It's just this cool rocking one, and the guitaring in it is great, and Bon Scott's lyrics are just, you know, what you expect from Bon Scott. I mean, he just had a way with lyrics, and the music fit the lyrics, and the lyrics fit the music, and it was this perfect chemistry that Bon Scott and the Young Brothers created, and it was just awesome. Dog Eat Dog. I don't want to say it's one of my least favorite AC/DC songs. It's a good song, but it's not that strong of a song. But there's some really cool lyrics in there, funny lyrics, like, it's a dog eat dog, eat cat too, French eat frog, and I eat you. So I think that's kind of funny. There's some well-written lyrics within the song. I just don't think musically it's their most powerful song. Alright, the next song is probably one of the most powerful and well-written songs out of AC/DC's career. Many of them are. It's hard to pinpoint which one. But this is a really cool, good, strong one. Lyrically, musically, and everything. Let There Be Rock was a fast rocking one. And it was one of those, I want to say, predecessors to heavy metal and dwarf thrash or whatever. But Dave Mustaine of Megadeth said he was influenced by this album and he liked Let There Be Rock because of its fastness. It had that speed, it had that really good, fast rocking tempo. Especially for back in 77, it was kind of a fast song. So the lyrics are really wicked about what's wicked about the lyrics in the song. He's talking about the history of rock and roll, but gives, you know, a very vague and slight description of stuff. So the really cool, well-written lyrics have the opening lines of, in the beginning, back in 1955, man didn't know about a rock and roll show and all that jive. The white man had the schmaltz, the black man had the blues. And no one knew what they were going to do until Tchaikovsky had the news and said, let there be, okay, you get it. But if you're wondering what schmaltz, okay, well, what does he mean by schmaltz? I didn't know that back in 1987 when I was listening to this tape. I was like, what did he say right there? White man had what? Schmaltz? The black man had the blues. I'm like, okay, I didn't know what that schmaltz was. I knew what blues was, I guess, but schmaltz is the weird one. So basically what schmaltz is a kind of waltz. So it has that kind of like jazz feel and kind of a swing feel. There was waltz and there was jazz and there was swing music within that whole kind of thing. Back in the early 50s, a lot of the music still sounded like it was like from the 1940s. Even back then, people were like, well, see, it sounds very similar. Just what we did during the 70s, what we did during the 80s, and what people do today. They grasp onto a specific kind of form of music, and they just kind of hold on to that. That's why everybody says, including me, all these like newer metal bands just sound the same. It's just a repetition. It sounds the same, and it keeps sounding the same. There's nothing really specifically different in there. So anyways, within the music from like the 40s and that stuff, or like the 1930s, they were doing that. They were using the horns and stuff like that. There was the waltz, and then during the 40s, they did like a lot of the horn stuff, like Benny Goodman and Gene Krupa. Of course, they were drummers, but you know what I mean. That style of music, the jazz orchestras and stuff like that. Sometimes back then, the drummers were the leaders of the band, believe it or not. And no, I didn't just Google this and look it up on Wikipedia and all this other stuff. I kind of listened to like a lot of like 40s music and like that. It has that kind of like 1940s war era kind of feel and swing to it, if you will. So anyways, that was happening, and then by the 50s, you know, people were like, all right, you know what, just drop the horns and get rid of the clarinet, fire the clarinet player, fire the trumpet player, and tell the flute player to go fuck himself. They got rid of the horns, and they just wanted bass drums and guitar. And they just wanted to, like, rock out. Not only has that kind of, like, speed and excitement to it, but it also has these other, like, cool bluesy riffs and these licks that are, like, thrown in there. And it's just a whole wicked mix of that speed and tempo rhythm, along with all these other cool, like, licks and riffs that Angus throws in there. And it's an amazing song. Let There Be Rock. Well-written lyrics in Problem Child. The next song, Overdose. Kind of a weird, ironic one. You know, you mentioned overdose, and I never smoked much cigarette, never drank much booze, but I overdosed on you. It was kind of just weird. It was kind of a bad omen, and I don't know what you want to call it, but it's just kind of weird because Bon Scott kind of did overdose on alcohol anyways. That was what led to his demise, unfortunately. But that song has just always been, I don't know, average for me. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't go nuts over it. Whole Lot of Rosie. Now here's another awesome song. One of the first songs written about a fat woman, which hasn't been done, and the joy of fucking a fat woman. I don't think anybody's ever really did that before. I know there was Fat Bottom Girls by Queen, but I don't think Freddie Mercury was talking about fucking fat girls. But this was one of the first songs, Whole Lot of Rosie. It was written about, hey, fucking fat girls and what the heck ever. It's kind of odd. But the song itself just has a wicked cool like rhythm to it, and the lyrics are really cool to it. It's just another cool, I want to say anthem, unless you want to write it. If there was an anthem wanting, you know, BBWs and all that stuff, hey, Let There Be Rock would be one of them. Let There Be Rock outbeats Fat Bottom Girls by Queen, that's for sure. Thanks for checking out the video. I'm not going to be talking about something important. All right. Now, for all of those of you who are AC/DC collectors and like collecting AC/DC stuff and buying AC/DC stuff, that's cool, great. So do I. This tapestry right here is from a picture. Now, this picture it's an actual poster that they used back in 1977 to promote the Let There Be Rock European tour. Okay, the European leg of the tour, as they call it. All right, as you see right here, I put the little picture of there on there. I wanted to do a couple more, but my dang editor thing wasn't working at the time when I did this. I got this like in April. I got this like probably like in February, I think. I actually got this tapestry. And of course I have the Let There Be Rock record up there, but I put it in here to cover up that. Now, I want to just let AC/DC fans know so they don't go getting ripped off. This poster, this was from an ad of a poster. I found the actual original one. This isn't the actual ad of it. But there was a poster, and people were trying to sell it for like way over $1,000. $1,409, $1,500. Now, there's several of those up online, and they're claiming that they're not signed. They're claiming that they're autographed and they were signed, and they are not. It's one of those reproduction things probably where, you know, they sign a picture and then they just reprint that picture with that signature on it. It's not an actual signature. So do not fall for this. If you see this online and it looked a couple weeks later and then a couple months later and it's still going, and there's still other ones and other sellers who are selling this poster, and it's like a 16 by 20 poster. It's like about that big or so. And they're selling it for an insane amount of price. I've seen them go for like $700. Don't fall for that. The original poster, the actual poster, not the real one, but a replica of the poster, comes in the AC/DC Backtracks box set. Now, I've seen it sell for like 250 euros, which is approximately 275 US dollars. So it costs about that much, so don't go falling for that. Here's a couple screenshots of what you get with that box set. So you get that box set. What people try to do once they buy something from a box set, they'll nitpick little things out of that box set and will sell it individually, sometimes for like 3/4 the price of what they originally paid for the box set, or say if they put it on as a rare item. I've seen people do that with the Metallica box sets and stuff. Don't fall for that. I mean, it's just one piece out of that box set. And I understand the box sets are like really hard to get and they're really expensive, whatever kind of box set you get. I've seen plenty of them. I've never bought a box set in my life, and I don't think I will. I'd like to have it, I'd like to hold it and look at it, but I mean, what's really the point? So don't go falling for that. There's just plenty of them up there. They're selling it for hundreds of dollars. They're selling it, or trying to sell it for like way over $1,000, and the box set itself is like way over $200. I took the smart route and I got a tapestry of it, and I paid $20 for this plus shipping. Now you'll see here, I wanted to put a little bit more of the Let There Be Rock picture, so it just kind of has that Let There Be Rock picture on there. So I did this, covered up that Caballona flat-chested mermaid right there. I really wouldn't, I don't know why they did that, who drew this. They did some really corny flat-chested mermaid. I would have made it look like this, actually. Once again, Let There Be Rock was an incredible 1977 release by AC/DC. They came out with another awesome one, and then one of their other best ones after that in 1978 and 79. Bon Scott is a legend. The AC/DC 70s stuff is some of the most loved stuff ever, and it's just an amazing, it's just awesome music. Thanks for watching, and see you.